Welcome to Vivid English Podcast. Hello, everyone. I am Sarah.
And I am James. Welcome back to the show.
It is so good to be here with you today. How are you doing?
I am doing very well, thank you. Feeling energized. And how are you?
I am fantastic. I have my coffee, my notes, and I am really excited about our topic today. It feels like something that is going to be incredibly helpful for our listeners.
I agree. Today, we are going to look closely at one of the most important words. It is a tiny little word, only 3 letters long, but it is incredibly powerful.
That sounds mysterious. A tiny word with a lot of power. What is this magic word?
The word is get. G-E-T, get. I like to call it the Swiss Army knife of English verbs.
The Swiss Army knife. You mean that red pocket knife that has a spoon and a fork and scissors all hidden inside?
That is the one. Get is exactly like that knife. It looks like one single tool, but it can do almost everything. Native speakers use it constantly. I mean, if you listen to a casual conversation, you will hear get probably 5 or 10 times in a single minute.
That is a lot. But why is it so hard for learners? It is so common. Shouldn't it be easy?
Well, that is the problem. Because it has so many meanings, it is confusing.
I see.
Students learn that get means receive, but then they hear get up, get out, get over, get married. It just feels overwhelming.
I can see that. It feels like the rules keep changing on you.
Exactly. So our mission today is to simplify this. We're going to explore the ins and outs of the 5 most common meanings of get.
And the goal here is to help you, our listeners, sound less like a textbook and, more like a real person.
Right.
And just a quick note before we start. We know this can be tricky, so we are going to speak slowly and clearly. We want to make sure you catch every single nuance.
Absolutely. So let's start with the first and perhaps the biggest use of get. This is what I call the great substitute.
The great substitute. Okay, so that implies it is replacing something else.
It is. I mean, to really understand get, you have to understand a little bit about the history of English.
Oh, are we doing a history lesson?
It's just a small one, I promise. English has this split personality.
Okay.
On one side, we have formal words, usually from Latin or French, words like receive, purchase, or obtain.
Those sound very serious, like words I would use in a job interview.
Right. They are polite, but they can be a bit distant. But on the other side, we have the short, simple words, and get is the king of those words.
So when I use a formal word, I sound serious. But when I use get, I sound more friendly.
Precisely. It is about being casual and close. Let's look at an example. The word receive.
Okay. So if I'm speaking formally, I might say, I received an email from my boss.
That is perfectly correct grammar, but it sounds a little stiff for a conversation, doesn't it?
It does.
In a normal chat, I would just say, I got an email.
I got an email. That is so much shorter.
It is faster and it's friendlier. Think about your birthday. Would you say, I received many presents?
No, that sounds very strange. It sounds like I am the queen giving a speech.
Exactly.
I would definitely say, I got a lot of presents.
It changes the tone completely. Now let's look at another one, this time for buy or purchase.
Purchase is definitely a formal word. I might say, I purchased a car.
Right. But for everyday things, if you go to a coffee shop, You technically purchase a coffee,
Yeah.
but you would never say that.
That sounds like a robot talking. I purchased coffee.
You want to avoid robot English, so what would you say?
I would say I got a coffee.
I got a coffee, or I got a new shirt. It is the universal word for buying things casually.
So get works for receive and it works for buy. Is there another common one in this category?
Yes. It also substitutes for fetch or bring.
Fetch is a funny word. I always think of playing with a dog. Go fetch the ball.
Exactly. We rarely use fetch with humans. It can sound a bit rude. So let's act this out. Imagine we are at dinner.
Okay. I am at the table and I am thirsty.
You need water. You could ask, could you bring me a glass of water?
That works. It's polite.
It is. But a very natural, very common way to ask is, could you get me a glass of water?
Could you get me a glass of water?
Yes. It implies the whole action. Stand up, go to the kitchen, and bring the water back. Get covers that entire journey.
It really is the lazy verb, isn't it? One word does the work of 3 sentences.
It is. But it is efficient. Why use 3 different words when we can just use get for all of them?
I love it. Okay, so that is the first tool. Let's move to the second one. Part 2, the state of change.
This is a very important one. Often learners use the verb to be. They say things like, I am hot or I am tired.
And that is fine, right? It describes how I am right now.
It is fine, but life is not static. Things change. We often want to describe the process of changing.
Ah, I see. So to be is like a photograph of frozen moment, but get is like a video. It shows the movement.
That is a brilliant analogy. Get is the video. We use get plus an adjective to show that a change is happening.
So instead of become, which can sound very dramatic, we just use get. Let's talk about physical states.
Sure. Think about the end of a long day. Your energy is going down. You are not just tired. You are getting tired.
Or if you haven't eaten lunch yet.
Exactly. At noon, you feel okay, but by 1 o'clock, you are getting hungry.
And sadly, as the years go by, we are all getting old.
Haha, yes. I feel that one in my knees.
Yeah.
I am definitely getting old. We also use this for health. If you start to sneeze, you are getting sick.
So it is always about the transition, the process of becoming something.
Precisely. And this applies to emotions, too. It isn't just physical.
Oh, that is so true. If someone is rude, you might say, I am getting angry.
Right. You weren't angry before, but the feeling is rising. Or if you hear some great news.
Then I am getting excited.
Or if you were watching a really long, boring movie.
I am getting bored.
I hope our listeners are not getting bored right now.
Oh, definitely not. They are getting smarter.
Haha. I love that. They're getting smarter. That is a perfect example.
So let me paint a picture. Imagine you are at a park. The sun is going down. How would we use get here?
We would say, it is getting dark outside. Let us go home.
It is getting dark. The condition of the sky is changing.
Perfect. Now, speaking of going home, that leads us right into our next tool.
Yes. Part 3 is movement and travel. Here, get works as a synonym for arrive.
This is extremely common, but it is also where many students make a little grammar mistake.
Okay, let's break this down. So instead of saying, when did you arrive at the office? What do we say?
We simply say, when did you get to the office?
Or I just got to the station.
Exactly.
But wait, I hear a tiny word in there. You said get to the office.
Yes, that is the rule. Usually you say get to plus the place. Get to the office. Get to the school.
Okay, that seems easy enough. Get to the place.
But there's one huge exception. The most important place of all.
Let me guess. Home.
Home. Tell me, does this sound correct to you? I got home at 6 p.m.
No, absolutely not. I got to home sounds very wrong.
It does. But logically, if we say get to the store, why not get to home?
That is a great question. Why is English so tricky?
Well, in this case, the word home is special. It acts like the words here or there. You wouldn't say, I got to here.
Oh, I'd say I got here.
Exactly. And home works the same way.
Yeah.
So you must remove the to. You simply say, get home.
Let's repeat that because it is so important. Listeners, what time did you get home?
I got home late. Or call me when you get home.
It is one of those little rules you just have to memorize. But if you say get home correctly, you sound much more fluent.
That is so true. It is a small change that makes a big difference.
Okay, are you ready for part 4? This is one of my favorites.
Me too. Part 4 is the light bulb moment.
The light bulb moment. That feeling when you finally understand something difficult.
In English, get is very often used to mean understand.
So why do we say get? Why not just understand?
Well, think about the physical meaning of get. It means to grab something, to hold it, like catching a ball.
Okay, I am imagining catching a ball.
Now, imagine someone explains a difficult idea. If you understand it, you have caught the idea. You hold it in your mind. You get it.
That makes so much sense. So when I say I get it, I am saying I have caught this concept.
Yes. And you will hear this all the time. Someone explains a plan and then they ask, do you get it?
And the answer is I get it.
Now, you could say, I understand. That is correct. But I understand can sound a bit serious.
Right, but I get it sounds more active, it's friendlier, it shows connection.
Yes. Imagine a teacher explains a math problem. You could say, I understand. But if you smile and say, oh, I get it now, it shows that, moment.
And we can use it as a question too. If I tell a joke and you do not laugh, I might ask, did you get it?
Which means, did you understand the joke?
Exactly. Or maybe someone has a strong accent. I might ask, did you get what he said?
Meaning, did you hear and understand his words? It is such a satisfying feeling when you finally get something in a new language.
It is the best feeling. So we have covered getting things, getting tired, getting to places, and getting ideas. But there's more.
Oh, yes. The Swiss Army knife is not finished. Part 5 is about passive actions and getting things done.
This sounds a bit like grammar.
It is, but it is very interesting grammar. First, let's talk about things that happen to you.
Okay, significant life events, usually.
Yes. For example, marriage. You don't just marry, you get married.
They got married last year.
Exactly. And we use this for unfortunate things too. For example, if you are in a new city and you cannot find your hotel,
You get lost.
it happened to you. Or if you have an accident, you might get hurt.
And a really bad one. If you lose your job, you get fired.
Yes. Now, he was fired is a fact,
Mm-hmm.
but he got fired. That sounds more emotional. more painful.
That is a great distinction. Get adds that emotional feeling.
It does. Now, there's another part to this. It is called the causative.
Causative, what does that mean?
It sounds complex, but it is simple. It means you arrange for someone else to do a service for you.
Ah, like a haircut.
The perfect example. What do you say when you go to the salon?
I say, I need to get my hair cut.
I need to get my hair cut.
Yeah.
Many learners make a funny mistake here. They say, I cut my hair yesterday.
Right.
But if you say, I cut my hair, I imagine you in the bathroom with scissors.
Which would be a disaster. So unless you did it yourself, you must say, I got my hair cut.
The same is true for cars. I do not know how to fix an engine.
So you don't fix your car.
I get my car fixed by a mechanic.
That is a really important one. Okay, let's bring this into the modern world. We're recording this in 2026.
Right. Part 6 is tech talk.
We use get all the time with our devices.
Think about software updates. You could ask, did you get the latest system update?
Did you get the update? It means to download and receive it. And what about when you're in an elevator?
Oh, that is frustrating. You look at your phone and say, ugh, I am getting a poor signal here.
Getting a signal, we treat it like a physical thing we're trying to catch.
It is so common now. Okay, we cannot talk about get without mentioning phrasal verbs.
Part 7, essential phrasal verbs. This is where get teams up with prepositions like up, over, or along.
There are dozens of them, but we will focus on 3 really useful ones today. The first one is get along.
Get plus along. To get along means to have a good, friendly relationship with someone.
Exactly.
So I could ask, do you get along with your neighbors?
A great question, and hopefully the answer is yes, we get along very well.
Fortunately, you and I get along great.
We certainly do. Okay, the second phrasal verb is get over.
Get over. This means to recover from something bad, right? Like a sickness.
Yes. It took me a week to get over the flu, but it also works for emotional pain.
Like a breakup. It took her time to get over him, but she is happy now.
And our third one for today?
The third one is get by.
To get by. This means to survive with just enough of something, like money or a skill.
So if my French is not perfect, but I can order a coffee and ask for directions.
You can get by. You can manage. We also use it for money.
Yeah.
I do not make a lot of money, but I get by.
It implies you have enough to survive. Get along, get over, and get by. 3 fantastic phrases.
Wow, we have covered so much ground today. Get really is a super word.
My head is getting full. See what I did there?
I see it. You're getting clever.
Hmm.
Well, before we finish, I have a challenge for you.
Oh, no. I am a little nervous. What is it?
I want you to tell me a short story about your day, using get as many times as you possibly can.
Okay. I got a bit tired after I got home, but then I got your message and got excited.
That was brilliant. 4 times in one sentence.
Let's check. Got tired is a change of state. Got home is arrival. Got your message is received. And got excited is another change of state.
And it made perfect sense. It sounded completely natural.
And if you understood all that,
Then I get it.
you get it. It is contagious.
It is. But seriously, this is the key to sounding more natural. Don't be afraid to use get.
Absolutely. Practice is everything. This week, try to swap out a formal word like receive for get.
And just listen for it. When you watch movies, you will hear get everywhere. It is the glue of English conversation.
Yes. Well, that is all the time we have for today. We hope you enjoyed this look at the magic verb get.
We certainly had fun. It was a pleasure exploring this Swiss Army knife with all of you.
Please don't forget to subscribe and come back to the Vivid English podcast. We have so many more exciting topics planned to help you on your journey.
Yes, be sure to tune in to Vivid English Podcast next time. Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep getting better.
Thank you so much for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.